Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So yesterday we didn't complete the purport, so we decided to continue the same verse. Still we'll recite the verse together. This is of 4th canto, 30th chapter, the activities of the Prachetas, text 38. Vayaṁ tu na sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya. Okay, actually it should be vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya. Priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena. Suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor. bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya. priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena. suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor. bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya. priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ.
Mat.
Sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
suduścikitsyasya
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ gatāḥ.
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ.
Mataji's.
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
vayaṁ tu sākṣād bhagavan bhavasya.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
priyasya sakhyuḥ kṣaṇa-saṅgamena.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
suduścikitsyasya bhavasya mṛtyor.
bhiṣak-tamam tvādya gatiṁ.
Translation. Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Śiva, who is very dear to you and who is your most intimate friend, we were fortunate to attain you. You are the most expert physician, capable of training the incurable disease of material existence. On account of our great fortune, we have been able to take shelter at your lotus feet. Please repeat after me. Dear Lord, by virtue of a moment's association with Lord Śiva, who is very dear to you, and who is your most intimate friend, we are fortunate to attain you. You are the most expert physician, capable of treating the incurable disease of material existence. On account of our great fortune, we have been able to take shelter at your lotus feet. So now I'll go to the other half of the purport. Generally, people go to the demigods for material benefit, as indicated in the Bhagavad Gita 7:20. Kamoistoistoi ritagyana prapaddante anna devata tang tang niyamamasthaya prakritya niyata swaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worshipping according to their own nature. One enamored by material benefits is called ritagyana, that is, one who has lost his intelligence. In this connection, it is to be noted that sometimes in revealed scriptures, Lord Śiva is described as being non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The point is that Lord Śiva and Lord Vishnu are so intimately connected that there is no difference in opinion. The actual fact is, Akole Ishwar Krishna are Shabhrita. The only Supreme Master is Krishna, and all others are his devotees or servants. Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is the real fact. And there is no difference of opinion between Lord Śiva and Lord Vishnu in this connection. Nowhere in the revealed scripture does Lord Śiva claim to be equal to Lord Vishnu. This is simply the creation of the so-called devotees of Lord Śiva, who claim that Lord Śiva and Lord Vishnu are one. This is strictly forbidden in the Vaishnava Tantra. Jasto Narayanang Devam. Lord Vishnu, Lord Śiva, and Lord Brahma are intimately connected as master and servants. Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Vishnu is honored and offered obeisances by Lord Śiva and Lord Brahma. To consider that they are all equal is a great offense. They are all equal in the sense that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and all others are his eternal servants. So, yesterday we discussed, following this purport, Prabhupada's purport, and the verse, that how by the mercy of Lord Śiva, his real devotees get the opportunity to approach Krishna. Like when one properly approaches Lord Śiva, because Lord Śiva is a Vaishnava, he will tell him to surrender to Krishna. When one approaches a Vaishnava, what does the Vaishnava say? Although the person may say that I am surrendering unto you, but does the Vaishnava say, yes, surrender unto me? Or what does the Vaishnava say? I will take you to Krishna. Surrender unto Krishna. That is the meaning of being a vaya medium. Vaya medium, that is, vaya medium is, it is in between, but it doesn't stop the flow. Like vaya medium of light. Like my glasses. This is a medium. It's between the object and my eyes. But although it is between the object and the eyes, does it obscure my vision, or does it enhance my vision? It enhances. I don't see so clearly when I don't have it. But this thing is in between me and the objects and enhances my vision. So that is the meaning of vaya medium. And also Prabhupada makes it very clear. Transparent vaya medium. Like when we study light in physics, what do we find? There are 3 types of objects. 3 types of medium. Or rather 3 types of object. One is transparent. Transparent is the medium where nothing gets obstructed. Everything passes through. Like glass, this glass is transparent. And then we get translucent. Translucent, some rays get obstructed, some passes through. Translucent. And then opaque. If this object is there, no light will pass through this. So transparent, translucent and opaque. So Krishna is there and living entity is there. Now what is a Vaishnava? Is a transparent vaya medium. He is between the living entity and Krishna. But is he obstructing his view of Krishna, or is he enhancing his vision to Krishna? And then there is another consideration. The other consideration is the transparent, all are running through light. But then there is lenses. What does the lens do? Lens enhances the vision. And then we have telescope. This lens is enhancing my vision to some extent. Right? But what does a telescope do? It makes me see an object which is far, far away. What makes the telescope to see things in that way possible? What makes it possible? The combination of lenses. And more the lenses, the more powerful. So here, the Guru is not only a transparent vaya medium, he is the lens that makes the vision even more clear. And then the telescope is the Guru Parampara. The more lenses, the more powerful. Krishna is so far away. How we are capable of seeing Krishna? Through the disciplic succession, through the Parampara. And all these Vaishnavas in the line are the lenses. They are actually enhancing our vision. And that's how seeing Krishna becomes so clear. So, when we approach a devotee, what does the devotee do? Is he opaque? Is he translucent? Is he transparent? He is transparent. So, is Lord Śiva a devotee of Krishna? Yes. And what is the proof? Because Lord Śiva, here we are seeing, when the Prachetas were, they were not aware what they actually wanted, what they needed, but Lord Śiva came and instructed them. That is how they got to know Krishna. This is how we also see that how by the mercy of a Vaishnava one can see Krishna. One can get to see Krishna. So Krishna is far away. But Vaishnava, who is the transparent vaya medium, he makes us see Krishna. He brings Krishna close to us. Now another consideration comes here. That's why I did not complete the whole purport, because the demigod worship. Demigod worship. Who worships demigod? This particular verse from Bhagavad Gita is saying that. Kama stai ritagyana prapaddante anna devata. Kam means material desire here. Material desire. Ritagyana. Rita means stolen away. Jnana means knowledge, or Prabhupada said intelligence. People whose intelligence have been stolen away due to their intense material desire. Prapaddante means surrender or worship other demigods. Anna devata. So demigod worship is simply conducted by those who have been lost their intelligence due to material desire. Now we can consider the situation of India. Wherever we go, what do we find? In most places, demigod worship is going on. You go to Maharashtra, Ganapati worship. You go to South India, Murugan worship. You go to Bengal, Kali worship. And most of the places, they don't even worship anybody. They worship themselves. Ahangrahopasana. So that means people who are there, and we see the condition of the people in this country. Most of the people are so bewildered by material desire that their knowledge, their intelligence has been totally lost. When they worship Ganapati, what is the purpose of Ganapati's worship? Do they say that mṛtyor saṅsāra vatmani, apavarga vatmani, shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati? Ganapati worshippers ever consider to become free from material distresses? No. Rather, their thing is, okay, give me success in my business. Make me more money. Please bless me that I can make more money. Bless me that my daughter gets married. Bless me that my son gets a job. All these material desires. Whether it is Ganapati or Murugan or Kali or Durga or Chandi or whatever. And even if they become exposed to Krishna consciousness, they are not interested. Because they think that by worshipping Krishna, their material prosperity will not come. On the other hand, Prabhupada told us that if at all you have material desire, even if you have material desire, don't go to the demigods. Ask Krishna. Because when your material desires will be fulfilled, when your prayers will be answered by Krishna, your faith in Krishna will be increased. So there is no harm in asking Krishna. On the other hand, if you approach the demigods, first of all, the demigods can't grant your wish. They have to do it with the permission of Krishna. By permission of Krishna, that the demigods can grant something. Just like if you go to a bank clerk, can he give you the money because he is dealing with the money? No. He can give you the money either you have your account, credit in your account, or the bank authorities grant it. They can give you loan. The clerk cannot give the loan. It is the bank authorities that grant the loan, and then only the clerk can give it. Therefore, there is no need to worship demigods. If at all we have to worship the devotees. And Krishna showed that through Govardhan Puja. They were worshipping Indra. What did Krishna tell them? Krishna said, what's the use of worshipping Indra? Because what can Indra give? Because Krishna knows, Krishna wanted to tell them that Indra cannot give you rain. Only when I grant it, he can give rain. But go to Govardhan. He is Haridasa Varja. He is the best of the devotees. So worship Govardhan. Mad-bhaktibhyo pujadhikya. Krishna is saying that the worship of my devotees is even greater than my worship. Even Krishna goes to the extent of telling, those who say they are my devotees, they are not my devotees. Those who say they are my devotees, they are my actual devotees. So this is how Krishna is making the point very clear. Who to worship, how to worship, why we should worship. Because Krishna knows when one approaches a devotee is not going to say, worship me. Devotee is going to say, worship Krishna. And that way you get a better opportunity to approach Krishna. Because you do not know Krishna. How can you approach me directly? You can't get to know me. But when you approach a devotee, then he can tell you who I am. And then only your surrender to me will be proper. That is why always we have to approach Krishna through his devotees. We should never think that I can directly approach Krishna. In that respect, how many of you remember that example I gave of a lotus that blooms with two factors? What makes the lotus bloom, Krishnachan? Sunlight and water. Who is the sunlight? Krishna. And who is the water? If the lotus, consciousness of the lotus, if the lotus is the consciousness of a devotee, then which factor is synonymous to sun and which factor is synonymous to water? And? Yes. The spiritual master is the water. When one approaches Krishna under the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, then his consciousness begins to bloom. Bikoshita chetan. The conscious lotus begins to bloom only when that lotus is exposed to the sun under the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Now, in this respect, in that drawing the conclusion from this analogy, a very nice understanding develops. That the lotus, if the lotus is exposed to the sun without the shelter of water, then what will happen? It will dry. So if one approaches Krishna directly without the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, the same sun will dry the lotus, which is otherwise the factor for his development. So this is how in the scriptures, time and time again, it has been pointed out that how one should approach Krishna through the via medium of a bona fide spiritual master. And one should never think that now I don't need my spiritual master. Now I have become advanced enough that I don't need spiritual master. That is a very bad sign. Like as we considered, the same sun will dry out. Instead of expanding his consciousness, he will dry out. The bud of lotus, instead of blossoming, it will dry out. Therefore, a devotee's business is to always remain under the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And as he makes his advancement, his understanding of spiritual master develops. As he advances, then he sees that the spiritual master is actually non-different from the super soul in the heart. Of course, the spiritual master has to be bona fide also. Like when the spiritual master is bona fide and one is making his spiritual advancement, as a course of his advancement, he will see the spiritual master is the super soul in the heart. And this is not a sentimental thing. How does he see the spiritual master and the super soul is non-different? Because he gets to see that the instruction the spiritual master is bringing him close to the super soul in the heart. The instruction is bringing him close, and as a result of that, he begins to see him as non-different. So, it's a scientific process. It's a scientific process, and if it is properly followed, result will be there. Like in science, what happens? You apply the method properly, the result will be there. Like you take water and pass it through the anode and cathode electricity, what will be the result? Through electrolysis? Abhacharan? Yeah, and in one side there will be hydrogen, one side there will be oxygen. And what will be the volume of hydrogen and oxygen? Did you ever experiment? No? It's double. Hydrogen volume is double than oxygen. So that way it becomes clear. H2O. One atom of oxygen and two atoms of hydrogen make a water. So that is the meaning of, like, and in Krishna consciousness, when it is applied, it bears the same result. And that's why Prabhupada was so emphatic that we are not speaking about faith. Krishna consciousness is not faith. Krishna consciousness is science. It's a science of understanding the spiritual reality. So, and the bottom line is surrender unto Krishna. There is no need to surrender unto anybody. That's why Krishna is saying, Mam ekam. Mam ekam. Now, does it mean that we should disregard others? No. Through them, we should go to Krishna. Like we just like here, we are not disrespecting Lord Śiva. We are recognizing his exalted position. But when you go to Mahakal temple, what is our prayer? Please offer us Krishna Bhakti. Krishna Bhakti Prade. Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattvatai Namo Namo. Similarly, when you approach Lord Śiva, that is also our prayer. My Lord, please allow me to develop devotion to Krishna. So that prayer is the most effective and most important prayer. Okay, Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari. Does anybody have any question?
Is it true that the fulfillment of material desire takes place in a faster way when approaches to demigods?
Okay, just consider the demigods, how do they fulfill the prayers of his worshippers? With the permissions of Krishna. So, going directly to Krishna will be faster or going to demigod will be faster? What does it say? Kshipram bhavati dharma. That's it. Oh, acha. Yeah. There are two ways of looking at it. Krishna is dealing with eternal time. So for him to act takes a little time. Okay, that's just one way of, half jokingly I said it. But the real thing is, Krishna will give you only what is beneficial for your Krishna Bhakti. Whereas the demigods will give you blindly. You wanted it? Okay, take it. If you have punya, demigods can't give it. Only they can give it, only you have punya, not otherwise. Whereas Krishna, like the rich father, does the rich father give everything to his son? Like, he will give whatever is beneficial for him. Yes.
Maharaj, 2 days back you explained in the Bhagavatam class about how Narad Muni was stopping Prachini Parishad from these animal sacrifices which are Bangla. But we also see, Maharaj, in our scriptures, even some performance of Ashwamedh by like Pandavas or even Maharaj Dashrath, Lord Ramchandra performed this. So are these, and also we heard Srila Prabhupada mentions that sometimes the Brahmanas, to check the strength of their mantras, when old animal was slaughtered, who immediately sacrificed, who immediately got so are there different types of animal sacrifice?
Not different types, the different objective. Right? One is the appropriate objective. Like, say, he became the king, and by performing the sacrifice, he establishes his authority. Right? And then by performing the sacrifice, as you mentioned, this sacrifice is not killing anything. This sacrifice is rejuvenating the animal. Right? So there is no loss. But what Prachinavari was doing, he was blindly doing it. Thinking that by offering this sacrifice, performing these sacrifices, he is just going to have a lot of enjoyment in this heavenly planet. So that is the thing, like, things can be done in a right way, but when it is done in a wrong way, then it, like as a doctor, you give some medicine. As a qualified doctor, you give the medicine to cure. But if somebody thinks, oh, this medicine will cure me, and he keeps on taking that medicine whimsically, will it help him or will it hurt him? The same thing. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you so much for your beautiful class. I especially like the analogy of the lotus flower that you gave. So Maharaj, I was wondering if you could kindly elaborate a little bit about the drying up. You said if the lotus does not get water but just gets sunlight, so likewise the devotee also dry up.
Yeah. Dry up means, dry up. Like when the heart is soaked with love, then what happens? The heart is tender and soft. But when the heart is devoid of the juice, then what happens? The heart becomes dry, hard. So that is the thing, like, when, this process of devotion is a very tender way of making spiritual advancement. It kind of increases our love for Krishna. But if we do not follow the process properly, then instead of increasing the love which is a result of tender heart, it will become arrogance of a hard heart. And in a way one becomes a Mayavadi.
आपने कहा था कि अभी भगवान कहते कि मेरी पूजा की वजह मेरे भक्तों की पूजा करना, और मैंने भी भागवत में पढ़ा था तो मुझे थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं है तो भक्तों की पूजा है कैसे, किस तरह से पूजा?
भक्तों की पूजा होता है, भक्त जो बोलते हैं उसके अनुसार चलना, ठीक है? और भक्तों की पूजा भी कर सकते हो, बल्कि असल पूजा जो होता है उनके निर्देश को पालन करने से उनका पूजा होता है। जैसे शिव जी यहाँ उनको रुद्र गीता सुनाया और तत्पश्चात उन्होंने क्या किया, उनकी निर्देश अनुसार कार्य किया, ये उनका पूजा होता है।
I had a question. How can we say that Harinam Sankirtan is the best method for worship?
How can we say?
I have read it, but I won't.
You read it, then don't you want to believe the scriptures?
To convince somebody that it is
Well, there are various ways of convincing. One way of convincing is that there are 4 processes for spiritual advancement. When people are very capable, then the process is very difficult. Satya Yuga, the process of meditation. Treta Yuga, the process of sacrifice. Dwapar Yuga, the process of worship. So gradually it's becoming easier and easier. And in Kali Yuga, it's chanting the holy name of the Lord. Because the living entities in the age of Kali became so weak, so incapable that they don't have any other possibility. So that is one way of explaining. Another thing is that the Lord has very mercifully given it. Like He says that you just chant and you will achieve the spiritual perfection. You don't have to do anything else. Other ages you have to leave home, go to the forest. So do you want to do that? Okay, give it a try. First of all, do you want to make spiritual advancement? Are you serious? If you are serious about making spiritual advancement, then just follow the process that has been prescribed to you. It is not that something that you can whimsically decide. Who is telling you to chant Hare Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So you know better than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So mercifully He is giving you the opportunity, and if you don't want to take advantage of this opportunity, then good luck to you. Okay. Yes?
Last year we also heard you say that Krishna wanted to manifest in Maharaja said, I will not go without Govardhan and Yamuna. And in the other scene, we also worship Govardhan as Krishna himself. So how do we understand this? He's the best.
We understand that He is both. He is the best of devotees, at the same time He is Krishna Himself. Okay, there is some question from Holland, Brajendra Sutta. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I bow unto your lotus feet with humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, how to tolerate or deal with devotee who comes to stand in between the spiritual master and the disciple, especially when the devotee has the managerial authority, please. Okay, report to your GBC. Acha, Aparajita Radhika or Aparajita Radha? Because in America there is Aparajita Radhika. This name is, you have to check it. I think I gave the name Aparajita Radha. Here Radha. Tell her. But this is Aparajita Radhika Devi. Oh, achha, say Ujjain. She is here. Oh, okay. Okay, Gorachand. अच्छा, तुम्हारा नाम क्या था? अपराजिता राधा देवी दासी? अच्छा, anyway, dear Guru Maharaj, thank you for your wonderful class. Does it mean that when we don't always follow the instructions of spiritual master, we will not be able to connect with Super Soul within in spite of chanting our rounds? Yes, you see, we should be very careful about not committing Guru Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad, among Vaishnava Aparad, the worst is Guru Aparad. Guru Rapagya. It's an offense. তুমি দেখো তো ইয়েটা ডেটাবেসে। Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. We got Sukriti by service to Lord. Those who invented light and it is being used in service of Krishna now, are they getting Sukriti for that? Yes, that is the purpose of Sankirtan. Sankirtan Yagya is creating good fortune for everybody. Like they're using everything in Krishna's service, and those who are involved in that are also getting benefit. Like for example, the farmers are growing food in the field. He doesn't know Krishna, but because the grains are being offered to Krishna, they're getting the Sukriti. So this is how Sankirtan is creating the Sukriti for the whole world. So next is from Singapore, Premananda Krishna Das. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. My question is, devotees are coward as they only chant Mahamantra. There are many incidents, Hindus are beaten up by non-Hindus. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, he's from Bangladesh. So why should devotees be coward? Is Arjun coward? You may be coward. That's why you are not standing up. Devotees are not coward. And Hindus are beating the Muslim. Go to so-called Mahatma Gandhi and tell him why he divided this land, gave Bangladesh away. And the thing is, the devotees are not coward. Devotees are not fighting because Mahaprabhu said don't fight in the age of Kali. Because fighting will make everything go wrong. Because when you get into fighting, you won't be able to chant. You won't be able to execute devotional service. Radha Haridas Thakur, what did he do? When he was beaten, he was chanting the holy name. Haridas Thakur was coward. Be careful about what kind of word you use when you speak like that. Murari Rai Kar, okay, Janki Nagar base. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. What should be done in such conditions when somebody gives demigod prasad? If we reject it, then they don't understand our standards. Also, to maintain relationship with this person, we have to take it, and they say, eat it now. You can tell him that I don't take outside, I'll take it with me and I'll eat it later. Deepesh Baghal, Bhopal. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Those who are unfortunately familiar with the tamasic shastras are not able to follow Bhagavad Dharma with unflinching faith in general. So why the tamasic shastras are so designed that one starts considering certain demigods even higher than Lord Krishna or Vishnu? These are given according to their nature. Because if you go to a person, just like when you go to a lower class of students, do you expose them to the higher studies? Or you give them according to that standard? So the people, those who are in certain level, the instructions have been given to them according to that level. But the idea is to bring them to higher level gradually. But in the age of Kali, there is no need, no time for that kind of gradual elevation. Therefore, in the age of Kali, there is no need to read other scriptures. Just read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Because other scriptures will simply confuse you. Advaita Das, Mumbai. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Pamho. Guru Maharaj, is it all right to consult an astrologer in the times of depressing moment for the family members who are not taking shelter of Krishna? Yeah, you can consult with an astrologer, provided he can give you the right direction. Like, that's the problem. If they don't want to accept Krishna, who can help them? You can at least try to pacify them that way. Saurabh Rai, Bhopal. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Pamho, when we talk of surrendering, we feel relaxed. We feel relaxed and tranquilized. But when we are into the material business, things totally change. We automatically pursue ourselves as doer, presume ourselves as doer, and we repent about our level of surrender. Kindly explain. What is there to explain? You mentioned it, that when you are spiritually situated, you feel calm and composed and relaxed, and when you are materially situated, you feel disturbed. So that is the position. What can you do? What should you do? You decide. Jogendra, Mayapur base, Bhopal. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. We have seen or heard so many times people leave demigod or Kuldev worship and misery starts coming in their family. How to work and what should we do? Well, if they stop demigod worship, then misery may prevail. But if they stop demigod worship for surrendering to Krishna, or worshipping Krishna, then there won't be any problem. Like if approaching the bank manager, if you approach the chairman of the bank, can the bank manager harm you? If he harms you, then he better watches out. If the chairman gets to know, he'll fire him. So that stopping demigod worship for serving Krishna is all right. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Even after practicing Krishna consciousness since many years, why we still forget that we are servant of Krishna? Because your nature is forgetfulness. Don't forget. If you forget, write it down. And that's why Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that every morning when you wake up, you beat your mind with the shoes 100 times. And at night before you go to bed, you beat your mind with a broom 100 times. So that is how to remind yourself what needs to be done, what you should do, and clean all the garbage that has accumulated due to the mundane activities throughout the day. Anyway, few reminders I thought I won't mention, but Brajendra Sutta, if you are still in the internet, take note, the spelling of the word bow is B-O-W, not B-O-U-G-H. B-O-U-G-H means a bush, a plant, bow. And okay, I'll just explain this one little more about. Yeah, Premananda Krishna Das from Singapore. As you said that, I'll go back to that point. My question is, devotees are coward. Don't start your question with a conclusion like that when you are not sure. Who said devotees are coward? Where did you see that the devotees are coward? Which devotee is coward? Was Arjun coward? Was Hanuman coward? Was Haridas Thakur coward? Although he allowed himself to be beaten up? Devotees are the most heroic people. So never ever start a question like that, conclusion like that. Devotees are coward. With your little knowledge, don't try to judge the devotees. As they only chant Mahamantra. Because they are chanting Mahamantra, they are coward. Because they are following Krishna's orders, they are coward. What kind of question you are asking? There are many instances Hindus who are beaten up by non-Hindus. The Hindus are beaten up by non-Hindus. I mean, first of all, what are the Hindus? Are the Hindus devotees? You are comparing the Hindus to the devotees. The Hindus mean those who don't have any religious conviction. If the Hindus had their religious conviction, they wouldn't have allowed them to be beaten up. They would have beaten the hell out of those people that are coming like that. But because they have given their dharma, therefore they have become cowards. Don't compare Hindus to the devotees. Devotees are not Hindus. Devotees are Krishna Bhakta. Vishuddha Sattva Das from Sylhet. Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, how can overcome Maya? Chant Hare Krishna, surrender unto Krishna, Maya metang tarantite. Mame bhaje prapaddante, Maya metang tarantite. One who surrenders unto Krishna, he can overcome Maya. Okay, thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.